Are you communicating assertively? Are you communicating aggressively? Are you communicating passively? Be more positively minded in situations so that you'll be more accepting of change. Because once you already feel like it's negative, you might not want to inquire to get to understand the actual fact. You just talk rudely, harshly. You don't care what they have to say. You only want your needs met. As opposed to saying, oh, this is what I want. This is why I know the model to get the answer is, and then I'm only focused on getting it this way. Hi, Tribe Clan, welcome back. I have a video for you today. In this video, I'm going to be answering some questions that I know will be very important and useful for every one of us on our improvement and well-being journey. If you're new to this channel, my name is Judith, and I'm an improvement and well-being coach. I work with people to improve the quality of their lives with a focus on personal and professional improvement and overall well-being. If you'd like a personalized support from me, you can use the details in the description below to book a coaching session with me. Now let's get into the video. The first question we're going to answer today is, well-being is at the core of personal improvement. How can people identify the key aspects of their well-being that needs attention when on their improvement journey? So well-being essentially is a very important aspect of our improvement journey. It's very important that we focus on different aspects of our well-being. So let's even begin. What are the different aspects to the well-being of a person? Well-being has different aspects. We have your physical well-being, you have your mental well-being, your social well-being, spiritual well-being, your financial well-being, your career business development well-being, you have your personal development well-being, and also aesthetic well-being as well. Now, all these well-being aspects to us as individuals are very important, but to different degree and at different stages in our lives. Some people, social well-being will be the most important throughout the course of their lives. For other people, their career well-being will be very, very important for them. While for others, the financial aspect, personal development, as well as the career will be worked on together. To identify the key aspects of your well-being that needs attention is to prioritize your life, essentially. So by looking at your life currently, what are your present needs? What are your present wants? What's the most important thing in your life currently? So what aspect of your life would make the most change if you improve upon it? An example would be, if your financial life is suffering deeply, it would affect your mental health, it would affect your career and other aspects. So simply because your financial well-being is being affected, your social well-being is also affected, as well as your mental well-being, right? And sometimes even your physical well-being, because you're stressed, now is affecting your sleep. If you then find that at this stage in your life currently, if you improve your financial well-being, every other aspect of your well-being would also be improved upon, then that becomes the priority. That's how you know that this is the key aspect of my well-being I need to give the most attention to. Another thing is, someone else who probably is a student, maybe in their final year, right, understand that if I get a good grade, this is going to affect my financial well-being in the future. It's going to affect my mental well-being currently and also moving forward, because I'm going to feel less stressed. I'm going to take it as an important aspect to focus on, and then focusing on it would positively affect other aspects of my well-being. The financial stability you wanted, and even much more. Your career is on point, your personal development has gotten to some level, and then your social interactions are affected. You maybe along the way ignore those aspects of your life, ignore building friendships and all of that. Understand that it's going to affect you quite greatly, because first things will show that maybe your communication skills aren't very good, be it verbal, be it non-verbal communication skills. There are certain aspects that you now need to improve upon and also be able to build quality relationships. And because you've now built finances to some degree, it might be slightly difficult, or maybe not slightly difficult, for you to build real relationships, because now you have a lot to lose and you are also quite attractive for what you have. So you're not very sure people want you for who you are or what you have. So that's why it's very important that while on your journey, your personal improvement journey, you work on most of these things together. You're also working on building quality relationships. You're learning more about yourself. You're learning what you want in relationships, what you don't want in relationships, what boundaries you want to set, what aspect stresses you out, what aspect of relationship causes your mental health to be affected. And then you are improving on yourself because you are learning more about yourself, even through interactions. You're not simply building connections because it's good to have this number of connections for the workplace. No, you're building connections who are there for you during good times and bad times. So that when you do get to the top, your friends are also growing and they are also at the top with you. It's better. It's fun. It's interesting to see, oh, I'm sharing this beauty, I'm sharing this experience with people that I know, love, and trust. So be it your family, be it your current friends, or building new friends, just have loved ones around you. Have that warmth. Let your social well-being be intact. So to find the key aspects of your well-being you need to give the most attention to, ask yourself, where am I currently in my life? What are my major needs? What are the things that if I attend to would bring the most positive change in my life? Then you give your attention to that. That is where you need to focus your attention. That is what you need to prioritize, because it's going to have a positive effect on other aspects of your life. Let's go to the next question. Online communities are thriving. How can virtual communities contribute to the success and well-being of individuals? How can there be effective online community engagement? So in the world we live in, having virtual communities has become almost the norm. And it's something that I believe should be accepted at this point in time. It's something that I believe people need to embrace. And if you've not embraced it, find a way to impute that into your life. Not simply for work meetings only. You can also build your own community using virtual means, because it's not very easy for us to all assemble together. As adults, it's not easy. Or when you move to college, your friends were your classmates, your roommates, people in your hall. Now you've now moved to the workplace, in the business world. And you find that most of your friendships have some level of distance to it. So maybe someone has traveled to a different country, maybe someone has gotten married and is currently in a different stage in their life. How then do you still maintain relationships? How then do you still interact? It's very important that we know that we can leverage virtual communities. An example of what came up during the lockdown in previous years was that people started doing different type of engagement over virtual meetings, Zoom, Google Meet. A simple one I like to do is have dinner with friends. So most of my friends currently are not in the same country with me. What then do I do? Of course, I work on building new relationships physically, but to maintain the relationships of those who are not currently here, we set out time and then have dinner together. We book a specific time. They log it into their calendar. I log it into my calendar. And then we decide, okay, we're going to have dinner together. My food is prepared. I set it on my table and I'm ready. I eat. We talk about things, catch up, give advice, talk about the different things we're going through in our present life. It's a way where we keep engaged rather than let it distance, put that space in your relationship and turn it somewhat sour or make the person seem completely unfamiliar to you at the time of meeting later on. So let's use this to our advantage. I find that it's very, very important. So you can come with different tactics. And if you have new tactics, please write in the comment section. I'm open to trying, to be quite honest. And that's why we also have communities like the Thrive Clan. The Thrive Clan essentially is a community of people who are success-minded, driven, and focused on their improvement and well-being journey. They like to know things about their improvement and implement things about their improvement. Once they learn, they unlearn things that have not worked for them in the course of their well-being and are learning new things. So if you're new to this community, you're very welcome. The Thrive Plan essentially is one of those avenues where we use the virtual community to stay in touch with people of like minds who have similar interests in productivity, personal improvement, and well-being. Share ideas, share experiences, learn and grow together. So of course you can use virtual communities to improve yourself as an individual. It's very, very important. So ways to obviously engage, like I said, have dinners, sometimes also have meetings where you are improving each other. So you can have accountability partners over Zoom or Google Meet, whatsoever platform you use. So whereby your friends meet you up and then you guys talk about your goals. And over time, you track your goals together. They become your accountability partner on the goals you set for yourselves. So that's another idea of how to engage with your community virtually and build that social aspect of your well-being and not feel so isolated in this journey of improvement and well-being. So the next one is adaptability is a superpower. How do you cultivate adaptability as a skill, especially in a world that's constantly changing? And why is it vital for success? Okay, I like that question. So I basically put myself on the spot here. So I basically asked chat to create some questions that were very important for people who are interested in improvement and well-being, focused on that journey, right? And it brought out this question. So I'm here giving my answers. And if you have some more tips based on the answers given, you can also write them in the description below. How can you cultivate adaptability as a skill? The first thing we need to even understand, what is adaptability? Now, adaptability for me is really a superpower. And why I say it's a superpower, and it's very interesting that chat also says it. So why I say it's a superpower is that you're not easily shaken by things, because the truth is life comes in fluctuations, it comes in different stages, right? There's the ups, there's the downs, there are different aspects to your experiences in life. Now, once you come with the mindset of rigidity, once you come with a fixed mindset, of course you will not function very well. You need to come with a mindset that is open, that is accepting of change, flexible. Being adaptable is actually a superpower, because here you are not stuck to a thought process, you're not stuck to what has worked in the past and refusing to learn and moving with emerging times. You're more focused on identifying what it is that you want for yourself, and also accepting that although I want this for myself, right, I'm willing to learn from the environment around me and make positive changes that would help me in implementing this set goal I have for myself. Rather than you saying, oh, this is what I want. This is why I know the model to get the answer is, and then I'm only focused on getting it this way. It's easy to get stuck that way. It's easy to actually stay in a limbo. It's easy to become unhappy and dissatisfied with your life when you don't have that flexibility that comes with what life requires. Because life requires that you change, requires that you unlearn certain things. Life requires that you relearn certain things. And it also requires that you learn new things. Drop the old ones, learn new things that will work. I'm pretty sure most of us had this experience where in school you were probably an intelligent kid, or if you were not, you were someone who at some point became this smart kid, right? And then that now gives you the feeling of fear whenever you are presented in a state where you have to prove yourself. You just feel like you're in a constant state of wanting to prove yourself that yes, I'm smart, yes, I'm intelligent, yes, I'm to be reckoned with, yes, I'm good at this, yes, I'm good at that. So what that actually imbibes in us is fixed mindset, because you want to avoid challenges. Because what challenges will bring to you is showing that you're not very good at this, but there's room for improvement. Someone with a growth mindset, someone with flexibility, someone with adaptability will be like, okay, I wasn't that good at this, I can improve. Now I found the loopholes in my practice. As opposed to someone who is now avoiding trying because they've been labeled cool, they've been labeled smart, and they want to stay stuck with that identity, even though they can't even prove to themselves that they are smart, that they still are able to perform those tasks and even more that are going to be presented to them as life would. That's usually the birthplace of imposter syndrome. I can go deep into imposter syndrome in another video, but let's focus on this question, okay? So I talked about how it's a superpower. I've proven that, yeah? Now, the second aspect of the question is, especially in a world that is constantly changing, be more positively minded in situations so that you'll be more accepting of change. Because once you already feel like it's negative, you might never want to inquire to get to understand the actual fact. So have an open mind. Be open to the fact that yes, things are different, things are changing, and things are actually changing even more rapidly than they used to in the past. We're living in a world where things change this quickly, right? So we need to make sure we are on track. Understand what you want for yourself. How fast can I get there? So I'm at the next stage, improving and making sure I'm caring for myself in the journey. Because as I'm saying, adaptability also comes with your mindset, being open-minded. Adaptability can even be in simply you having plans with someone and the person says, oh, how about we try this other place? I heard it's very interesting. Are you open to that? Someone who is not open-minded, someone who is not open to spontaneity would say, oh no, let's stick to the one we already have, which you might have valid reasons for, but sometimes just be a little more flexible, right? It could open you up to experiences you never knew or thought you would benefit from. You being adaptable will definitely help you to accept more opportunities. You being adaptable will help you to be more open-minded and welcoming to different ideas that you might not have thought of. And you're even more open to collaborating, because people who are not open-minded might not be willing to collaborate with someone whom they might deem to not share their opinions, their beliefs, their values, right? Sometimes at work, you might not need to share the same values. You might just have common goal with somebody and you are able to bring something very beautiful out of the collaboration. So be open-minded about things. It will help you in your journey to success. Now, the next question. Effective communication is key in any endeavor. How can we improve our communication skills, both in professional and personal context? And how does this affect our overall success? Right? There are different aspects to what makes communication effective, what makes communication clear, concise, firm, polite, right? Communication has different aspects. You have your non-verbal, you have your verbal communication. Your non-verbal communication is how you look, your body language, what you wear, that's your fashion, your style, right? It's communicating before you even open your mouth, yes. Your poise, how you walk, your demeanor, your mannerisms, all of these things are communicating something about you. They're telling the world something about you. Now you need to make sure you're in control of that. Be in control of your success. To be in control of your non-verbal communication will be understanding, how is my posture? Look at yourself in the mirror. Is this positioning me in the best light I want for myself? And if it's not, adjust that. If it's not, improve on that. What are my manners like? Do I tend to push people, shock people while I'm laughing? People might not like that. What are my facial expressions? So do I have facial expressions that just seem so dim, uninterested, nonchalant while someone is having a conversation with you? Do you think that kind of facial expression would be encouraging for someone to continue to have a conversation with you? Probably not. So maybe adjust that, right? Observe things like that, and also, use the feedback people give you. If, for example, you're someone people tell that you have a resting bee face, try to adjust that. Maybe in settings, just try to smile subtly. So this is not overly like, oh, no, this is, hi, how are you? I'm good. And you? This is more welcoming than just having a face that is more nonchalant. You don't care. People are even scared to come walk up to you and talk to you. And they could be potential business partners. They could be potential work colleagues, they could be whatsoever it is. They could help you in your goals, your dreams. They could be people you could have long-term quality relationships with. Understand, how am I communicating without even opening my mouth? That's your non-verbal communication. What do you wear? Are your clothes creased? Do you not care about your outfits? Just understand that you are communicating to the world that you do not care. You're communicating to the world that you are not tidy, you are not organized. So be very, very careful how your non-verbal communications speak and what it's saying about you. Another aspect of effective communication is your listening. So you thought I was going to go to your verbal communication. Before you start to speak, listen. So there are different aspects to listening. The first thing is silent acknowledgement of what the person is saying. You have paraphrasing, you have summarizing, you also have questioning along the lines of what is being said. So let's go to the first one, silence and nods, as well as acknowledgement of what the person is saying. So someone is speaking to you, you don't want to interrupt. You can nod, you can pay attention to it, and also make acknowledgement of, okay, I get that. Oh, I understand. That's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. These are ways where you're silent, but you are also engaged in the conversation. You are showing that I'm interested in what you have to say. I care about what you have to say. I'm listening attentively and I'm flowing with you. The next one is paraphrasing. So someone says something, you might need clarification. You can say exactly what the person said in a different way back to them. So someone tells you that when I woke up this morning, I forgot to turn on the heater and I had to use cold water to shower, which affected my skin. So you paraphrasing this will be, you mean the cold water affected your skin? You're asking for some level of clarity. Another one will be summarizing. So after the person has said quite a number of things, you've been flowing, but you want to be sure that you're on the same page. You want to be sure that you actually understand what this person has been saying to you. Summarize everything briefly. Okay, so from what you said, you actually mentioned this aspect. You then summarize it to the person. This person feels like they are heard. We all want to feel heard. So imagine you talking to somebody who just feels like a brick wall, as opposed to you talking to somebody who is welcoming, who is engaged, nodding, not interrupting, giving you some affirmations of encouragement. And then the last aspect is now questioning on topic. Not for you to start questioning things like someone is talking to you and like, oh, where did you make your hair? I love your eye color. You're giving a compliment while a person is saying something. It might make the person stop talking about the topic because they may feel like, oh, it's not interesting enough, or you are not interested in hearing what they have to say. So make sure when you're asking questions, ask questions on topic. So if person say, oh, I had a bad day today, what do you mean? What happened? That's on topic. Today started very rough. I already used cold water to shower. I'm not very used to it. It affected me. And person telling all of these things. Oh, so why does cold water affect you? You are on topic and you are interested. You are engaged. That is also another tip for effective communication. Now, verbal communication. Because once you listen, then you can speak. That's why I said after the non-verbal, listening, verbal communication. You are talking to somebody. How are you communicating? Are you communicating assertively? Are you communicating aggressively? Are you communicating passively? Look at yourself and understand that there is a spectrum for communication. On one end, you have aggressiveness, you have passiveness on another end, and you have assertiveness. What are the characteristics of aggressiveness? You have hostility. You are hostile to somebody. You just talk rudely, harshly. You don't care what they have to say. You only want your needs met. On the other end of the spectrum, passive communication, where people just trauma dump on you, people just emotionally dump on you, people just come for their advice, people come to use you. You lack boundaries. You just meet other people's needs without paying attention to what your own needs are. That's passive interaction, passive communication. Now bringing it all to the middle, which is what assertiveness. Assertiveness here is I'm meeting your needs as well as making sure I'm meeting my needs. That's why you must understand what your needs are to be able to set quality boundaries. You can't simply want to meet everyone's needs. That makes you passive. You can't simply want to meet only your needs. That makes you aggressive. You have to empathize and understand what could possibly be the need the person wants to fulfill here. How can I meet that, as well as making sure I'm not compromising my own needs, I'm not compromising my own standards, and I'm meeting my own needs here.